Alright, now I'm asking questions. Okay, they use spectroscopy to tell what a star is made out of, right? They also use the Doppler effect to tell whether a star is moving away from us or coming close to us. I just learned that Hubble came up with that the coloration of a galaxy is proportional to its distance, right? Like they make the assumption that the Doppler effect's the only consideration that one could make, right? You understand that I have billions and billions of diamonds. Okay. Now, someone would say that that must not be true because then Sean Katie would be filthy wealthy. Well, they're super microscopic and they're all over my skin. Okay. Right? So they're created by the atmosphere of the sun, right? Okay. You cut open certain meteorites that have this yellow colored crystal inside of them. Everybody knows meteorites make collisions in space. So, if this crystal can be formed inside of a meteorite, why can't the crystal be formed inside of space? Right? So, to make the assumption that the color is due to expansion and that there's no other consideration to make, and that only Doppler effect, which is like, in my opinion, if light's the fastest fucking thing there is, right? Then there's no, there's no, there's no way that the Doppler effect would have any effect on light, considering the fact that light travels at 186,282 miles a second. Our own star is only traveling around the center of the Milky Way galaxy at 43 million miles an hour. Do you understand the difference between 43 million miles an hour and 186,282 miles a second? So, in my opinion, Doppler effect it's not applicable to, doesn't apply to distant galaxies. Okay, now let's see here. Now our closest galaxy, Andromeda, is coming closer to us, right? Now it's not safe to assume that the closest thing to us is the thing that would be most like us, but like our neighbors, for example. However, like it's not a bad place to start, really. Like considering our closest galaxies coming closer to us, right? On a collision course, but they believe that the galaxies that are further away are traveling further away from us, and these idiots think the sun is made out of hydrogen, right? And the reasoning because they use spectroscopy. Now, if you can use spectroscopy to tell what a distant star is made out of, right? And tell whether it's coming closer and further away from you because of the freaking color that it is, how can both of these be true, right? Now, I mean, I want these things explained to me, dude. I'm not saying that like, I'm not saying that like, um, if someone explained it to me, I might understand it. But the point is I don't see how these could be true. Like if I was in class, this is questions I would ask my teacher that wouldn't probably be able to answer, perhaps. Okay, I'm saying Doppler effect is total bullshit. Forget the idea that light can travel faster, slower through space, depending. Like, I mean, if you have the fastest thing possible and say space is empty, the light's going to speed up over time. Okay, well, space isn't empty, it's a vacuum, so it's got all kinds of particles that move through and move around. Some of the particles that move through are crystal clear. Some of the particles that move through are three-dimensional physical objects of varying size degrees, and this idea that they have gravitational lensing is complete bullshit because, like, the atmosphere of a star and all the material that's it's not in a necessarily, I don't know, I need to answer this question because, like, I guess it depends on the rotational, what's it called, axis of the star itself specifically to determine whether or not what effect the star is going to have, the stars behind it, because then all stars would fucking, you know, exhibit gravitational lensing, but it's not gravitational lensing. It's like the sun, I meant to say the specific star has an atmosphere, I mean, you can consider the Earth as like a particulate matter in the atmosphere of the sun almost, because it's 10 times 10 times bigger, right? It's like 1,000 times bigger. I don't know how to do that type of math. All I can tell you is that Jupiter's about 10 times larger than the Earth, and the sun's about 10 times larger than Jupiter, because Earth's about 8,000 miles in diameter. Jupiter's 74 million, no, 74,000 miles in diameter, and the sun's 866,000 miles in diameter. Okay, so the sun's almost, and it's also about 10 times as far away from it is large from the Earth. And when we make a collision course with Andromeda, it's going to take 16 revolutions of our Milky Way galaxy. Now, somebody once said that it says in the Bible that the sun revolves around the Earth, and this is true. Every time the galaxy makes one revolution, the sun revolves around the Earth one time, you know. So, what's going on? That the airlines are going, it's too expensive for us to put all these TVs. The idea that you can both tell what a star is made out of and whether it's moving away from us or coming toward us using the Doppler effect or spectroscopy itself is preposterous, considering that they use spectroscopy to complain that the sun's made out of hydrogen when the light from the sun, the last layer it's traveling through, is a hydrogen layer, right? Because look, what's the lightest element on the fucking planet? Hydrogen. There's no way that the fucking most massive body in our solar system would be made out of the lightest material, right? Okay. Well, I don't know, I just thought about if it's like a hurricane, there's a calm in the center of a hurricane, right? So, it's something to consider. But the thing is, the star is emitting light, and the light's traveling through the sun's atmosphere. Okay? Now, if hydrogen's the lightest element, right, then you would have to assume that hydrogen is the highest sphere. Okay, like they need to rename these tropospheres and all these other spheres they have. Okay, because every gas is going to have its own sphere unless certain gases would mix with each other indistinguishably. Do you understand? Like, oxygen and hydrogen mix at ground level. There's actually more hydrogen in the atmosphere. Damn it, I meant to say nitrogen. My fault. There's more nitrogen in the atmosphere that we're breathing than oxygen. Like, oxygen's only like 21%, I think, or something. I used to know the answer to this. But, like most tablets, or some tablets only have one engine. In one fourth. It's really slow. So right now, go slow or 1/5 oxygen. It's like 21% oxygen you're breathing. Is waiting on me. And you're choosing so oxygen, nitrogen. And the brains, it's really going to control all your experience. Okay. And this isn't just an entry level. This that's our air level that we breathe. Right? So all the gases would have essentially their own layer, okay, unless they mix. And then, like, helium would have its own layer, okay? And then hydrogen would have its own layer, you see? So it's obvious that hydrogen is the last layer above the Earth, okay, right? Now, they look at the star with spectroscopy because they use it on Earth to shine a light through a gas and it comes out a certain way. So they look at the sunlight and it matches with hydrogen. Well, it's traveling through the hydrogen layer, dumbass, of the sun. Doesn't make the sun made of hydrogen. Do you know what I mean? So I gotta go. There's a whole lot of idiots making assumptions out there.